Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching episode 4 of season 4 of The Expanse. The last episode, dear God. Obviously, I'm going to start by talking about Amos. Probably because it was like the one scene that we've had where like it's kind of mano-y-mano or, like Stone Cold Killer against Stone Cold Killer. But Amos is our Stone Cold Killer, right? Mercury, he ain't got no business here. Like he ain't on our side. Like I am firmly on the side of whatever Amos picks because he's our dude. He's our guy, right? So I'm obviously 100% behind Amos. Like, yeah, kill him. Go for it. And you see like the acting that they had in this scene, like Wes always is able to like speak with his eyes in like very subtle ways, but he's able to show like amusement and like that he's thoughtful and like the gears are turning and he's like assessing a situation or he's really evaluating a person. And like sometimes he's angry and sometimes he's psychotic. Like you can see like that like blank cold stare where it's just like black, right? And when he's talking to Mercury, like it is icy, so icy, but also like, I fucking dare you. And I love it. But I would also say that Bern Gorman kind of gives it back. Not in the same like vein, but he already has that icy cold stare. But like the acting that he was doing with his eyes, because when Amos takes the flask and he takes a sip of it, like the like slow blink that Mercury does, where he's just like this, it's like almost kind of like, I have to ignore that just happened. Don't let it trigger you. Don't let this man rile you up. Like, you don't like it. You don't like him. You don't want him to think that it's acceptable, but like, don't act out. And when that doesn't trigger him, then Amos like outright says, let's go. Now, Mercury backs down. Of course, I think it's not necessarily that he's afraid of Amos, but I think that he likes to evaluate and assess people before he engages, which is actually really smart. Am I on his side? Absolutely not. I am on, like I said, on the side of Amos. I'm on the side of our crew. I'm 100% this guy can die. I don't care. I get that like he lost people and I get that he's upset about it. But killing somebody out of cold blood because they hurt your feels, like, come on, grow up. Like, and then, when he like knows that there's people that are trying to kill him, that's a different story completely. Like he overheard it and well, okay, he was spying, so it's still not on the up and up, but like, he took care of a threat. That guy, by just saying something passive aggressive, not a threat. Such a weak thing to do. It's the sign of somebody who is very small-minded is when they do shit like that. Now, of course, I thought it was really interesting that he went and he got his leg brace adjusted by the doctor who was going to be involved with Scotty and the whole group taking care of Mercury. And I thought it was more so for optics. Like if he went and saw her, then it looked like maybe she told him what was going on. Now, all the people that I think were involved in it are dead, unless there were other people that knew about it. Now, that would really suck for her. But the other thing about Mercury when he goes to see the doctor is Naomi. Ooh. So Naomi needs to get off this planet. It's killing her. Unless they find a way to make it not kill her, she needs to get off the planet. She needs to take a break. She needs to circle. Just sit in orbit for a couple days. And then come on back down. Like just a pleasure cruise. And drop back down. Get your daily dose of no G. I guess, if that's a thing. But like it's killing her and what's her name? Luciana? Like she pretty much tells her like, this is the same thing that happened to two other people and we had to recycle them 2 days later. Naomi is very smart, but I feel like she wants to do this so badly. And like it's such a big deal for her to be on a planet, which it 100% is. And she doesn't want the planet to beat her. Like she wants to prove that like she can, but her body keeps betraying her. Like, I think like there's a truth and a realization that she's going to have to come to and realize that she can't do this unless they find a way. It doesn't seem like a planet that has a lot of resources. So I don't think that's going to happen unless like the little spinny structures start shooting out heart medication. I think she needs to get off planet. Now, speaking of spinning structures, okay, do I agree that you should shoot at the spinning structure? I didn't. I was very much with Elvie, like it's a scientific discovery. Like you can't just destroy something because you think it's a threat. But we're talking about Holden here, and he doesn't do things willy nilly. It kind of felt like he was like going with the swing of his emotions when we first met him, but he really only does things when people are in trouble or there's a possibility someone could die. And the was it Fayez was up in the station, and he's just like, it's gonna hit the settlement. And here's Holden's like, not on my watch. Now Alex says like ask Miller, talk to Miller, and you see Holden turn around and he's just like, no, fuck that. I don't trust that guy. Because he says he doesn't trust him. Earlier in the episode, he's like, I don't think I can trust Miller anymore. And I kind of agree. Like, he almost killed him yet again inside of the structure. He's like, oh, no coma, but Squashville. I trust Holden implicitly. He did what he thought was right. And there might be fallout from that. There will be. There will be. That something's going to come of it. There's definitely going to be issues that happen from him shooting the torpedo at the spinning structure, for sure. But my other thing is that I was thinking was like, well, yeah, he didn't talk to Miller and he didn't say like, what's it doing? Or like, how do I stop it? Or any of this, but Miller also didn't try to stop him either. So I feel like the protomolecule plays defense. And if it's in Holden's head, or if the investigator is in Holden's head or is able to access Holden, then why wouldn't he have jumped up and said, don't, like it's a mistake, don't do that. And maybe Holden wouldn't have trusted it anyway, but I'm just like, it's really weird that like that didn't happen. Now, the person that wants the protomolecule destroyed no matter what would be Christian. And she tells Holden not to stick his dick in it, and I don't know if that's sticking his dick in it or not. And especially when he hears that Mercury killed one of the Belters, he's very much like, well, now we have to stay. Like we have to fix that. And that's Holden trying to save people, because that's what our Holden does. But Christian is like fighting a different fight. She's fighting a political fight. And I would say Nancy Gao seems like a good candidate to go against Christian. The problem is that Nancy doesn't have nearly as much of the information about the systems and about the ring and the protomolecule that Christian does. And maybe she does know and she just doesn't care. She just wants to appeal to all the people to win votes, and so she can be in charge. Do I think people need to colonize? Yeah. But I also like you don't go somewhere that is dangerous, right? Like I live in Las Vegas, and if somebody said there's a flesh-eating bacteria in Lake Mead, I'm not going to go swim in it, right? So it's just like if somebody says the protomolecule is on this planet and we know that, well, like we're not going to go to that planet. But like that's the thing about discovery, is finding out if it is on that planet. Now, would I say going somewhere in disrupting an ecosystem is a good idea? Absolutely not. It's always a bad idea. But that's what we do to survive. And if survival is at the forefront, that's a different story completely. But there's also a little hitch in that Nancy skipped through the lottery. She went right to the front of the line. It's cheating. Who got her there? Why? Why her in particular? I'm sure it's somebody that would like to see someone a little bit more progressive, maybe a little even more radicalized. Someone on Patreon actually called Nancy a demagogue, and I 100% like agree with that statement. She's really trying to appeal to a wider demographic, but it's kind of manipulating because she grew up from basic. So a lot of people from basic will be like, "Oh my gosh, she's one of us," and I think it's manipulative, and I don't know enough about her to form any other opinion other than like I agree with her idea of colonizing, but I also agree with Christian that it's not safe. Um, the in between is sending out the science vessels to explore these planets so then they can see if it is safe. And speaking of colonizing, we've got Mars that for at least 100 years has been working on terraforming their planet and preparing for war with Earth. And now neither one of those things are really of high priority because there's no longer a war. But now people are colonizing in other places on habitable planets that have atmospheres that don't need to be terraformed. And so, you see Bobby like breaking down a warship that she's, like cutting off parts. And, now there's this trade that's happening where I think what's his name? Isai. I hate that name. But he's a cop on Mars who is pretty much trying to steal the tech that they're putting in warehouses or just throwing away and giving it to other people. Like I think that there was a tight beam sensor, which somebody told me was for communication. Thank you, because sometimes when they say stuff, it's a little too techy for me. But there's also like guidance systems and sensors and stuff that would make travel to these other places like a little bit easier for like, I don't want to say regular people. I don't know if regular people have access to ships that fly, but for like, people that want to go and colonize somewhere else. And he's not wrong, because why would you just throw that away? Like sell it? I don't know. I guess Mars doesn't want to help people leave Mars, and that's pretty smart. But at the same time, like you're almost dooming your own planet. Now, she kind of helps by just leaving a door kind of unlocked so these guys can come in and take what they need. And she's able to see that they are belters that are possibly part of the OPA, most likely part of the OPA. So I'm a little curious, like, who's behind that? Mr. Dawes? Maybe. And then there was also a trade of like the focus drugs or something like that. Somebody told me that's like the Adderall, like underground Adderall trade, something like that. I was like, oh, that makes total sense. Yeah. And let me tell you, if they had one of those for me to try, I'd be like, hells yeah. Boop. You should see me at Coachella. I'm kidding. I was boring. And lastly, we have drummer in Ashford, who we didn't get last episode, but look, I'm a sucker for a charismatic man. Ashford said that the guy that was able to dupe Naomi, who's like one of the smartest people on the show, he was able to dupe Naomi because he's charismatic and he casts a spell. I want to meet that man. And I know his name's not Marcos, and I know I kept calling him that. And it's because his last name is Inaros. Marco Inaros. Marco. Polo. Marco. Polo. I'm dumb. Anyway, I want to meet him. I'm a little scared because I'm a sucker for a charismatic man. But I also want to know if that is Naomi's baby daddy, because I'm pretty sure he is. And does he still have Philip? Like, is Philip still around? Is Philip traveling with him? Do we ever meet Philip? I would love to meet Philip. Don't answer that question. You don't. It's rhetorical at this point, or it's just for me to put out there that you know what I'm thinking. But yeah, I would like to meet Marco, just to kind of see what's up. Okay, guys, I'm not going to waste any more time. I am so excited to get into this episode. We are getting into it. The episodes have been meatier and meatier, and I've just been so happy. Not like meteor, but like meteor. I'm not even a dad, and I just told the most horrible joke. Okay, guys, let's get into it. But my father would be proud. And I'm laughing at myself because I ran out of ink pens, so I'm doing my notes with Sharpie. I guess that's probably why I get a little cray-cray, is because I might be a little high. It does smell like marker in here. Jeez. Yeah.
What is going on out there?
That tree. He gunned down my friends. He's coming for me.
Naomi, don't.
Amos.
Yeah, that's who I'd call immediately. Yes! I mean, no, he's gonna get his ass kicked, but damn. Oh, did he do that on purpose to give them a running start? Bless that man.
Whose side are you on? Nothing else. Get him.
She's probably on Amos's side. She's probably in love. You okay, buddy? He's such a good man. For the people he loves.
I'd call it a goddamn miracle. We sure it's dead? Not seeing any movement.
You were at the ruins when the lightning started. I think you knew this was going to happen. And you know more than you're telling me.
What? Easy there.
Who is Miller?
Well, unfortunately, that's on a need-to-know basis, Tom.
At this point, I think I qualify.
Captain Holden, this is not a good time.
What the fuck do you think you're doing?
Oh, yeah. The Holden I like.
Naomi, you are a dead man. Naomi? She's helping the criminal.
Oh, damn it.
I have no quarrel with your girl, and I have no intention of harming her, but she's helping a criminal. Now, if you really care about her, tell us to surrender.
How is she a criminal? Damn it, Holden. Why did you have to call him and tell him that? Ugh.
I sent you to that planet to be my eyes and ears. And there is nothing but radio silence from you. So please find a way to carve a few moments out of your busy schedule, pick up a goddamn comm, and tell me precisely what the fuck is going on down there.
Excuse me.
I love that.
What?
I'm sorry, ma'am. They're ready for the interview.
Angry and then very composed. That's my Christian. Ooh. Oh. I like that we're on Mars and we're getting to see more of it.
It's my duty to report a crime. The security door was left unlocked on purpose to allow 2 black marketeers to get in after hours and take what they wanted. I was in on it.
Oh, God, I love her.
I was being blackmailed. I didn't really have a choice. But I knew what I was doing, and I knew it was wrong. I'll accept
She's
the punishment.
so honest.
You told anyone else about it?
No, sir.
Can you trust him?
Thank you, sir. It will never happen again. I promise.
No. What I meant is, you could make it happen again, right? Your new associates might be in the market for other things. We got a pretty wide selection.
I committed a crime.
And nothing bad happened. Unless you prefer I report you.
You won't have to. I quit.
Hey, come on.
She's gonna do the right thing, dude.
For both of us. Draper, don't be stupid.
I adore her so much. Oh, woman of my own heart. Yes, yes, Ashford, yes. Oh.
Marco Naros. This the man you want.
Oh, that's Marco? Oh, I expected a grander entrance.
What about the ship, Sojourner?
Chop chop, all gone. Him say he sell for parts. We give you back 10% for us kill him now. Good fun.
Appreciate the gesture, but we still have a lot to talk about.
Captain Ashford. But out of respect, I won't waste your time. I'll give you double to let me go.
I'm a friend of Naomi Nagata. There's only one way you're getting out of here.
Oh, hello. I love Drummer, but I love Amos more.
You need to take this off right now. I'll tear this fucking bed apart.
You want to stay alive? You need
Promise?
to shut the fuck up and hope that Mercury forgets about you.
If your boss is going after my people, you do not want to be between us.
He's just going after the ones who crashed the shuttle and were about to kill the rest of us. But Mercury pulled me out of the mud once, and I'll never be done paying him back for that.
Oh.
Hey, Chandra.
Oof.
Mercury wants to see you.
Thanks. Really didn't want to have to shoot him.
She wasn't going to shoot him. And thank you for all the shirtless scenes with Amos.
Fugitives?
Who? Why would...
It's not your concern, Doctor. Now, are you going to assist me, or would you rather become the new focus of my anger?
Don't be a pussy.
Sorry, Chief. Can't help you. We're heading behind the planet. Signal blackout's imminent. We'll talk to you again in 11 hours, 43 minutes, and 19 seconds.
Doctor!
Peace out. Same.
Any of the boaters try anything, shoot them.
Jesus Christ. Psychopath.
You need to rest.
Oh, yeah.
Now.
Does anyone know where they filmed this? I'm very curious.
Mercury is an animal.
But he's not wrong. We did this. We did what he said.
Okay, so she is a criminal. That sucks.
Fancy meeting you here.
Oh, hey, this guy.
Same to you. So this is what I have to look forward to now, huh?
Embrace the suck. That's what they always tell me.
Hey. How about another beer?
Oh. Bobby got a thing for Thomas?
Question.
I better not be who's paying. I've been out of work a whole lot longer than you.
Does this place feel different to you? My whole life, I don't think I met one single person who was ever unemployed. And now there are lines of them.
Yeah. Kind of makes you feel like dead weight, doesn't it?
Yeah, I bet.
Mars don't deserve us. You get 2 more?
Make them tequilas.
Oh. Going heavier. Although them sitting there drinking a beer made me want to have a beer. I'm so susceptible to that kind of stuff. Oh, hey. A sexy little way to sit.
You keep tabs on her?
Yes.
How sweet.
No, never called me that.
Where's her son?
Yeah, where is her son?
What did she tell you?
You used her for murder and stole her child when she tried to leave.
Is that the story she's telling now?
Did she lie?
Oh, we all lied to ourselves first. We were barely more than children ourselves. You know the age.
I was never that young. Destroyed the Agustin Gomara.
Naomi and I destroyed that ship together. I called my coordination. I held her every night when she woke up screaming and dried her tears.
He's very intense.
Some are fighters, and some are not. You can't know which until the fight happens. I don't blame her for leaving.
What did you do with Philip?
The best I could.
Which means?
How did it go?
He talks too much. But he's still breathing, if that's what you mean.
It's not, but we have another problem.
Let's go. You sure you're ready? I'm fine.
I have such a hard time seeing Naomi like this. Jesus, came from out of nowhere.
Put me on the float. My people pick me up. We go our separate ways.
It's not the worst idea.
Oh.
Wouldn't you loaders risk their lives to turn one of them over to us?
We have a truce.
That means nothing to them.
The next time I put you outside, it will be without a suit.
Check the aft PDC. We may need it soon.
Yeah, boss man.
Oh, he's gonna be alone with Ashford. What's this conversation gonna be like? What you doing, Ashford?
Place, Ashford. The ghost knife of Callisto, the left hand of Henderson doors, and now delivery boy, well, what? There are brothers and sisters alive in the belt today because you took food and medicine and air from the oppressor and you gave it to them. Shelters, recyclers, all the things that could have made the belt a paradise still can. Right there for taking.
I see the appeal. I don't like it.
We don't have the ships. We don't have the weapons.
Don't be so sure about that.
Is Ashford questioning him so he can get more information?
Mars is no longer the Mars that we used to fight.
What does Mars have to do with it? Now, what did you mean about Mars?
Yeah, he's in. Now he knows. He understands what's going on.
Continue this conversation when I'm back on my ship.
Ashford's good. He got some information there.
He didn't bite.
It was worth a try.
He bit a little bit.
Mata Kubilaya ready to engage. This will not take long.
Yeah, bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Hirano's ship has veered off.
Aww.
We were never going to turn you over to the Innos.
I love those two together.
I'm sorry.
Look, it's a tough time all around for vets coming home.
Bobby, I'm really sorry. She'll be fine. She's got a...
Yeah, he knows it's his fault.
Bobby, you've got
Fuck that! Bobby's a Marine and a hero to Mars. She didn't come home to be some fucking janitor. She's better than that.
I don't need you to defend me, you little shit.
Bobby.
You know nothing about the sacrifice I made protecting brats like you.
Bobby, stop.
You don't get to speak for me or decide what's beneath me.
Bobby.
Everything you have
Bobby,
was built
quit
on
it.
the backs of
Stop
brats
it.
like me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is a Mariner Valley police action.
They can just walk into your home?
Berta Draper, you're under arrest for grand larceny and conspiracy to commit. We have a sworn statement from your salvage yard foreman as well as confirmation on the missing materials. Let's go.
You gonna beat somebody down, Bobby? Please tell me you're gonna beat somebody down. Damn. Another little shit gets in the way.
She's gonna be all right. She's hurt. I could hear it in her voice.
Tell him.
No, she ain't. She's been trying to tough it out, but it's been real bad. Sorry, Jim. She made me promise not to tell you.
Oh, shit.
Keep pressure on it.
You got a family, a husband, a daughter. You should think about them.
He's bluffing. He won't hurt them.
Do we know that? I don't think we know that. I don't believe that. Whoa! Whoa! Such smart thinking, Naomi. I like when he doesn't get his way. I love how he worries about her. It's very sweet. I want one. Also, I want one.
If you are judges, you can't be prisoners. So long as it's not just one of you spacing me, it's justice. What is my crime?
You killed the Sojourner. Dos Arigas found you with the cargo.
Not long ago, that would have been called a victory.
Black Sky killed the Earther governor on Titan. Why is that one not down here with me?
That was before.
Ah, yes. Before the rings change everything, the rings did not change the inners. The belt has always been rich, and our wealth has always been taken from us. And now we are helping them.
I've heard enough. Let the dead man have his say.
He will talk us all to death if we let him.
Kick him out, I say. It's last time we will have to.
Maybe. I think he's making a lot of points.
We have always fought for our lives. We lose that, we lose more than our souls. A ring appears, so we hunt down our own kind, while ships built from ore we mine fly to planets that we can't even live on. A ring appears and makes the inners kind and just. After all their broken promises, what makes you think that they will honor them now? Their hearts haven't changed. They give us a seat at the table because they are weak and we are strong, and they want to keep us talking until they find enough strength to ignore us again. But the money I earned, I will give over. And then I will sit quietly on my hands like a good little boy. Until the inners break the treaty, which they will.
He's good. He's really good.
Who here condemns me? I have a right to know.
Well, I speak for Anderson, Dawes, and City Station, and I say death.
Life.
I also say life.
Black Sky accepts Sonado's forfeit.
Golden Bell also says life.
Oh, God.
We accept forfeit.
Kubileya say.
Is it up to Drummer?
I speak for Fred Johnson and Tycho Station. We accept Denaro's offer. He lives. Arrange the forfeit, then call your ship. You are free to go.
I did not see that coming.
This was a mistake.
I mean, I don't think so.
Marco's words swayed you.
They did not. They swayed the others.
Yeah, she's not easily manipulated like that.
If we handed out a death sentence against their votes, we would have been asking for a civil war.
Yes, but his words will sway more. He has that gift.
He does. He does indeed.
And if he breaks his word, he breaks it to all the factions. He will be signing his own death warrant.
If we catch him.
I caught him this time.
Get another chance.
I don't know. He swayed me. I know that much. Damn it. They have like one character that appears and all of a sudden I'm just like, yeah, no, he's our new guy.
Your offer, does it still stand?
Still have a job on the docks?
Not anymore.
The position would have to be full-time then.
Hey, Bobby.
I'm in.
Damn it.
The digging machine, it's still alive?
No. The readings are coming from other sources all over the continent.
Whoa.
Epicenter pops up, disappears, and then another one shows up somewhere else.
That sounds like more machines.
Yeah.
Most of these readings, a lot more.
Let me go over this. I'll call you back soon.
Okay.
I think you should look at this.
Those islands are generating massive amounts of heat.
What does that mean?
I'm sorry.
Don't be. I just wanted to have the choice.
I don't care where we are. Just that we're together.
Now go get Amos.
Jim, I don't like the idea of you being out there on your own.
Just take care of Naomi.
I will.
pissed off Holden is a very determined Holden. Oh, very, very Western looking. Like two gunslingers.
This had nothing to do with Naomi. She was aiding and abetting a terrorist who just killed 24 innocent people on board my ship.
Oh!
This ends now. You're not in charge anymore.
Didn't expect that out of Holden. I love it. Okay. Did I expect Holden to be the one to have the standoff with Murtry? Did I expect Holden to be the one to punch him in the face? Absolutely not. Am I upset? Absolutely not. Oh, I love it. I love it. You know, just there's so many times that Holden, like, you can see how much he loves Naomi, and you know, he is worried about her or scared for her, or you know, is anxiously trying to get to her, or you know, whatever it is. And you know, he 100% would he would literally go to the, I would say, to the ends of the earth, because it's just a saying, but like, he would do anything for her. Swoon. And I saw Amos without a shirt this episode, but still, Holden is the swoon. But Marco. I get how he duped Naomi. He does have a way with words, and it's not even that he is manipulative, but like, he's able to get his point across, and he is able to say the things that need to be said, because very well, like, the crime that he committed wasn't a crime a few months ago or a year ago. And like, you know, that stuff can change, but you know, a lot of people had been doing that for years, and he was doing it for the belt. And when there's all these factions of the OPA that are like, kill him, keep him alive, I totally get Drummer's decision after she explains it to Ashford, that it's just like, you would be against Black Sky and the Golden Bows, and like, that's going to turn everybody against us. So now everybody is against Marco. Smart of her. Man, she plays chess. She plays some chess. But I do love that, you know, you had Ashford questioning Marco and kind of like trying to get a read and like get information, like, oh, this is just friendly conversation, and like, oh, what about Mars? Now that I know that Marco and Mars are kind of involved probably with each other, which I think is actually smart for the belt to be involved with Mars, because if the belt, you know, wasn't able to get help from the UN, and the UN's not allowing them to go through the gates, well then, you know, Mars and the belt can work together to create systems or like ships or whatever to get the hell out of there and go through the ring. Is that a great idea? No, not necessarily. But I do think that, like, interesting. And of course, it's the underground part of Mars. It's not actual Mars. Actual Mars, if they really cared about its citizens the way they did previously, when it was all about war and terraforming, then there would be jobs for people. And there isn't. And Bobby stating that she's never seen an unemployment line, and she's never seen them like for that long, or that she's never known an unemployed person, that's like devastating to Mars. I don't like that Bobby is going to go work for, I don't even know who she's going to go work for, this underground tech stealing operation. I don't like it, and I know she doesn't really have much of a choice, and David is to blame, and you can like see, like, when she says she lost her job, that he's just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And her going off on her little rant and tear, like, I totally get, and you know, she doesn't want to be a criminal, but she knows that she's kind of between a rock and a hard place. But I also don't know what is behind her decision to do that. If it's just a freedom so she won't be in jail, or if she's got like another trick up her sleeve, because she's very smart. She's proven time and time again she's incredibly smart, but she's also very honest. And she doesn't want to lead a deceitful life. So I feel like there's something else to that she's not all of a sudden just going to become this criminal. At least that's my hope. I would hate for her to have to do that to survive. Now, Murtry, he's awful, still awful. When he's telling Lucia, like, oh, come out, like, you have a husband and a daughter to worry about. It's almost like, I won't hurt you. Bullshit. Bullshit. We know it's bullshit. I didn't realize that she was actually part of the plan to bring the ship down. And I still don't know what that was about and why. Maybe we'll get into that like a little bit more, but definitely that does kind of make her a little bit of a criminal. Now, is he allowed to be judge, jury, and executioner? No. Who said that he could do that? They're on a brand new planet. Like, there's no government on this planet, So, like, he doesn't get to determine who is and is not a criminal. If he's determining that, then he should be considered a criminal for killing somebody out of cold blood. So, but again, in hindsight, he was responsible for the ship coming down. God, Burn Gorman just has a face of like a bad guy. I've heard that he's very lovely in person, but he's perfect for this role. Amos having his like little moment with Wei, like, I don't think for a second she would shoot him. She had every opportunity to stop him, and she kept trying to tell him, like, hey, knock it off, knock it off, knock it off, knock it off. And he gets aggressive and, like, gets the attention of the other guard. Yeah, of course, like, she'd be like, next time I'll shoot you. But that's now twice that she said that. She's not going to shoot him. Watch her shoot him. I'm glad that Holden sent Naomi back into space, up the well, to get well. Him saying, like, I don't care where we are as long as we're together. But I'm glad he stayed because he needs to go save Amos or free Amos so Amos can go kill Murtry, because Murtry gotta go. Now, is it Keon Alexander? Marco Anaros? That's some bone structure right there. Okay, so I get it. Like I said, I can see how he is charismatic, and he I definitely can see how they had a kid together. They both have really good genes. But when Drummer asks about Philip, he just says, like, she's like, what did you do with Philip? And he's like, the best I could. Not the greatest answer we could have received. Like, like, he's doing well. He's alive and well on, this rock somewhere. A little more information would have been nice, especially so she could report that back to Naomi. I think Naomi would appreciate that. But I hope we run into him again. Mostly because, like, this show has a habit of giving us characters, and even if they never show up again, Champa, for example, like they just give an amazing performance with what they're given. That small allotment with time is unforgettable. They make a name for themselves. It is a statement. You know what they're about, and you're intrigued by them. I'm intrigued by him. I mean, yeah, he's good looking and all that, and he's charismatic, but like the things that he said and the way he presented it, like this actor did an amazing job with that. Like it sucked me in, where I was just like, yeah, I don't want him to die either. Like, and that's nuts because I'm very team Naomi. And like, so is Drummer, and Drummer like saw a way to kind of work around her feelings, even though I'm sure she would have enjoyed spacing him. But like I don't know if we see any more of him, but I ain't mad. If we saw more of him, I'd be very happy about it. Now, I absolutely love Drummer and Ashford being together. Now I don't know why Drummer's not on Medina Station. I don't know why they're in the Tynan together. I don't know if it was specifically for this mission and that's where they're going to go now. But I do love that their relationship has changed from kind of like, I'm the captain, but I want to be the captain. And like, it was kind of like this pushback back and forth. And then it's very much now a friendship. Like there's a kinship there. I don't think you guys can hear the truck through my microphone. I think that's the good thing about the microphone, Xander, is that you can't hear the truck. We got a little bit of Christian, like kind of talking about Nancy Gao and like saying like, Nancy cheated the system. And I would like to get more of that. And I know that like somebody said that like in the book, a lot of that is happening behind the scenes, is that there's no actual like interaction with Christian. It's mostly like what we saw where it's on like television screens in Mars. So I don't really know what happened there. I don't know if Nancy Gao is done or if it's just like a story that broke and like we'll see what happens. I I love her yelling at Holden, like just like she's so angry and just like very forceful, and then just walks out composed and poised. That's our girl. That's our girl. So other than that, like the other thing that is the two scientists, LV and is his name Baez? I keep forgetting his name. Baez, yeah. And Fayez kind of being like, "Oh, we're losing satellites. Bye, Mercury. Like, can't help you." Like, that was brilliant. But when they're talking about what's happening on Illis and how it's like there's different actions of things happening in all certain different areas, and then there's those 3 islands that like they're heating up. Did Holden do something bad by blowing up that one thing? Or is that from Holden removing the root? But I didn't realize this planet is like a lot of ocean. It's a lot of ocean. Like, is it really the best planet to land on and to call home? Like, maybe find one with a jungle? I don't know. I mean, there's probably creepy crawlies and things with large teeth that could get you. Probably lots of spiders and centipedes. No thanks. I mean, whatever. I don't have to go there. But definitely one that's mostly ocean. Probably not the best one to settle on. Like, I feel like one wave would take them all out. Oh God, I hope that doesn't happen. I mean, because I remember from the first episode when they were landing on it that they said there's no geologic activity. And then like now we're seeing geologic activity. And it has to do with the structure. So it's like, damn, like what's happening now? And like you don't get to like interrupt somebody's ecosystem and necessarily live to tell the tale. So hopefully we get out of it okay. Okay, guys, the full-length reaction will be available on my Patreon, as well as up to 2 episodes early. If you are into that, you could go into the future and see those episodes if you want. It's not time travel. It's just merely seeing them before everyone else on YouTube. If you want. But I'm also reacting to House of the Dragon, Vox Machina, and recently, Wednesday. So I'll tell you, a lot of that gets cut out of my edited reactions because there's so much happening and so much being said and so much reacting. So if you want the full-length reactions for that, that will also be available on my Patreon. But in the meantime, like, subscribe, leave me a comment down below. I know that there are probably some Mercury sympathizers and defenders that are going to come to his aid and say, well, don't you think, why? Why do you feel that way? Like, you're not going to sway me, but like, why do you feel that way? I would be really interested in that because like, we know our group and we know Amos and we know these people and like, we know and love them and we've been following them for 4 seasons. Why is this one guy that's been around for 4 episodes? Like, why are you defending him? I don't know. Like, are you defending what people are doing to Bobby? I don't know. So I'm just curious. And what do you guys think of Marco? Especially the ladies. I'm curious if you have the same like little feeling inside of you that I felt when like he's talking. I'm just like, yeah, no, yeah, he's got a point. It's a very valid point. And he's got the beautiful hair and that bone structure. Ooh. Okay, guys. I'll see ya.